The revolt of the apes. Listen to the most awesome spectacle in the annals of science fiction. The conquest of the planet of the apes. It's all new. The biggest and most exciting ape adventure yet. Conquest of the Planet of the Apes from 20th Century Fox, rated PG. Parental guidance suggested.
The following podcast is a part of RadioMisfits.com. And now it's time for the Mr. Nailsin Show. This is a Nailsin News Bulletin. Remember that couple that tried to sell their baby for a six-pack of beer? Well, now they've learned their fate. An Arkansas couple received different punishments for the roles they played when trying to sell their 6-month-old baby for beer and cash. Darian Urban, 22, pled guilty to one count of attempted accepting compensation for adoption, according to Benton County Court records. In exchange, prosecutors dropped one count of endangering the welfare of a minor. In turn, Benton County Circuit Judge Brad Caron accepted the plea agreement in its entirety and subsequently sentenced the father of the boy to 3 years in the Arkansas Department of Corrections, with an additional 3-year sentence suspended. 3 years. The child's mother, however, received a much lighter punishment. Charlene Ellers, 21, pled guilty to both counts, attempting to accept compensation and endangering the child's welfare against her. The judge, however, deferred acceptance of her plea. Instead, Ellers will be placed on state supervised probation for 6 years, a form of resolution that could result in no criminal record if she completes it without issue. In Urban's case, the punishment was heftier, possibly due to his prior legal trouble in the natural state. In June 2023, Urban was charged with and quickly pled guilty to 2 counts of theft by receiving stolen goods valued between $1,000 and $5,000. The boy's father was placed on probation in the earlier case and subsequently violated probation when trying to sell the child. The underlying incident occurred in September 2024. On the day in question, a person used the phone in the manager's office at the Beaver Lake Hideaway Campground in Rogers to call the Benton County Sheriff's Office and report that the parents tried to give up the baby for a 6-pack of beer and then wanted $1,000 for the baby. Rogers, a large and rapidly growing city, lies just a few miles east of the Oklahoma border, some 200 miles northwest of Little Rock, and, when still a small town, was the first site of a Walmart store. Wow, historic, you know. But the commerce attempted at the campground that day was of a far more illicit and arguably petty nature. There was also a contract to prove it. I, Darian Urban, and Charlene Ellers are signing our rights over to Cody Nathaniel Martin of our baby boy, redacted the name, for $1,000 on September 21st, 2024. Disclaimer. After signing this, there will be no changing y'all two's minds and to never contact again. Well, seems pretty much on the up and up, you know. Multiple witnesses in attendance corroborated the would-be adoption process, a deputy stated in the affidavit. The deputy also obtained cell phone video of Urban and Ellers signing the contract with the man who would have been the purchaser of the child. The impetus of the attempted sale was beer. Ellers allegedly approached another couple's camper and asked them for beer, as she regularly does. When the couple declined, the mother left. But a man named Ricky Crawford offered beer in exchange for keeping the baby overnight. Crawford, who investigators described as quite intoxicated during his interview, allegedly said he was concerned about the baby's welfare and wanted to get him out of Urban's and Eller's hands overnight, which they agreed to. He asked if he could have the baby overnight and provided Urban and Ellers with several cans of beer in exchange. Urban and Ellers agreed to and gave the baby along with a diaper bag to Crawford. He then brought the baby to Martin at another camper at the campground. Ellers and Urban then came to the same camper and spoke to Martin and Crawford before signing the letter. Martin allegedly told law enforcement he was the person who drew up the contract. No money had yet changed hands, but he planned to bring the couple a $1,000 check days later. Based on the totality of the investigation, it is believed both Urban and Ellers created a substantial risk of death or serious physical injury by abandoning their minor child initially with an obviously intoxicated male and ultimately with someone they did not know. After being Mirandized, the couple was allegedly voluble and open about the plan to sell the little boy. The charging document reads, they reported Crawford had come to the camper and requested to take the baby for the night. They stated they agreed and gave the baby to Crawford. They stated they then discussed it and went to the camper where the baby was and spoke to Martin. They stated they offered to surrender the baby to Martin in exchange for $1,000 in cash. They stated Martin created an agreement that they videotaped to ensure it was legal, and they planned to legalize it on Monday. They both stated that they then left on the understanding the baby was given to Martin in exchange for $1,000 to be collected on Monday. The campground owner eventually heard about the attempted transaction and called 911. The baby boy, who allegedly showed signs of neglect, was taken to a hospital. Neither parent is allowed contact with their now toddler son. Yeah. So what about Martin and Crawford, huh? Yeah. What's their story about? Yeah. Well, they got a pretty good deal considering the crime, you know, I would say. But and I guess I more sympathy for the mother than the father, I suppose, so that he has to do 3 years actually in prison. But it's only 3, and then they suspend the other 3. She was facing 6 years as well, but it's all on probation. So I guess he decided, maybe he just thought, I'll do the 3, just get it out of the way. I don't know. But that's it. That's what they get for trying to sell their own child, which makes them the worst criminal here. The other 2, what's that about? And it doesn't say in the article. Yeah. Anyway, there you go. Daddy gets 3 years. Mama gets probation. This has been a Nailsin News Bulletin. You're listening to the Mr. Nailsin Show here on RadioMisfits.com.
That sound, that terrifying sound, is the sound of tomorrow. The conquest of the planet of the apes. Listen to the most awesome spectacle in the annals of science fiction. A chimpanzee rises to give the word for the revolt of the apes.
My people will plot for the inevitable day of man's downfall. And that day is upon you now!
Conquest of the planet of the apes. It's all new, the biggest and most exciting ape adventure yet, as a world of apes battles a civilization of men for domination of planet Earth. Conquest of the planet of the apes, from 20th Century Fox, rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. The most awesome spectacle in the annals of science fiction. Conquest of the planet of the apes.
Smellog's Poop, the super delicious laxative, presents The Adventures of Sun King. Faster than the speed of light, more powerful than an atomic bomb, able to leap the moon in a single bound.
Look! Up in the sky! It's a comet!
It's a UFO!
No! It's Sun King!
Yes, Sun King. And who, disguised as mild-mannered tabloid reporter Mark Milktit, fights a never-ending battle for truth and justice.
Who are you talking to? You mean tell me you're not alone? Oh my God.
Well, Sunshiner, as I said, it's not the circumstances I wish I were in, but I am in it. And it seems Dr. Mausoleum got stuck in this dimension with me, but as it turns out, we're really going to need his technical skill on how to operate the contraption that may solve all of this. It just happens to be in the secret basement laboratory of the man you probably hate more than anyone in the whole world.
Okay, Sun King, just give us a few minutes to get our panties on.
Meanwhile, within the secret headquarters of Rex Rain. So, Hordar, what can we expect from the armed forces of this planet?
Well, Sarko, not a whole lot, but they should provide something of a delaying tactic as cannon fodder on the front at the point of entry of the Witcher, whilst we can marshal the superpowered forces to begin an onslaught to take him down.
Cannon fodder. Dear Lord.
No one asked for your opinion, Rex. You do well to continue all your attention on working on the teleport mechanism.
Well, of course, I'm steady working on it, but of course I could perform better without all the added stress. Spare me your whiting, Rain. That fire under your ass is to keep you focused and to not come up with any other idiot ideas of defying my will. We've already learned you are not to be trusted.
Exactly, so get to it. Stop your bitching and get fixing. Ow, ow, ow.
No, damn it, shit. Get that filthy animal out of here before I rip it to shreds.
Now, hang on a minute, Sarko. Be very careful with that animal. It's not just any chimpanzee. That animal holds within its brain probably the greatest receptacle of knowledge this whole planet has to offer.
Knowledge? Within that shit-smelling, flea-bitten goblin? I swear, Hordor, if your reputation didn't precede you, I would call off this whole alliance. What the hell?
What is that?
It's the perimeter alarm. But it's designed to detect the approach of Sun King. But that's impossible. Unless... hell is this? Holy crap. Fire fawn.
Damn it, Daddy. I mean, Rex! It's not Fire Fawn anymore. It's Sunshiner. All right, everybody surrender if you don't want your asses kicked and kicked hard.
Sunshiner? Well, it's a long story. She's the failed result of an experiment to clone Sun King.
What? I'm not a failure. Well, I would beg to differ. I've met Sun King, and he didn't have tits like those.
Thank God for that. Sepulchre, if you would be so kind as to get rid of this nuisance.
With pleasure, Sarko. Oh, yeah? Well, you better wipe that smirk off your face, bitch, or I'll wipe it off for you. Sounds like this little brat is long overdue for a spanking. Oh, yes, you listen,
Nothing more entertaining than a good old-fashioned cat fight.
Oh, yes, I must confess, it's quite stimulating. And me without any popcorn.
Tell me, Ordar, are you a betting man? If so, who do you think the odds favor?
Well, Psycho, what exactly do we have to gamble with?
Well, I don't know. I guess the leftover chili in the fridge.
Right. So what exactly are the parameters of this challenge?
Well, I figure we'll keep it simple, since I'm clearly biased in favor of Sepulchre for the win. So, are you willing to gamble on Sunshiner's chances?
Well, ordinarily I wouldn't like the odds, but since I'm incredibly bored at the moment, I'll take the bet. Perhaps Sunshiner will surprise us both.
Oh! Yeah! How you like them apples, bitch?
Whoa, what the hell was that? Sunshiner just shot Sepulchre with her titties.
Oh, that. Yes, that's her ultimate power. It's the Nova Burst, I believe it's called.
Nova Burst? But Sun King always shot that out of his belt.
Yes, well, you can owe this to another complication of the cloning process. Anyway, I believe Rex fashioned her particular brassiere that helps her focus the Nova Burst energy so that it erupts, from her chest.
A special brassiere?
Oh, yes, exactly. Anyway, I'm sure you'll experience it firsthand now that she's coming for you. In the meantime, I'm going off to the kitchen to enjoy my chili leftovers. Good luck, Sarko.
What?
Hey, Sarko, let me introduce you to my foot!
You little slut. Oh, God, to turn the place apart. But at least it gives me enough distraction to make good my escape.
Not so fast, Rain.
What? What the hell? How are you supposed to be? Nighty-night?
No, the name is Night Fury. And if you don't want your balls to get fried by my electro gun, currently pointed at your crotch, you're going to activate that teleportation mechanism and rescue Sun King.
Rescue Sun King? You mean he's alive?
Yes, but he's currently trapped in another dimension. The only way to get back to our dimension is through your contraption.
Incredible.
What the hell?
Max!
Oh, gross! Ew, damn it! I better not get rabies! Oh no, my electro gun!
Yes, it's currently in my hands, and I'll be keeping it. Ordinarily, I welcome a woman's attention to my balls. But this case, I'll make an exception. But you're in luck, because I'm actually gonna help you save Sun King.
What? Really?
Yeah, I know. I can't believe I'm saying it either. But it's a long, complicated story, and we really don't have the time. So anyway, all I need from you is the spatial coordinates for Sun King, and I'll zap him right in here.
Spatial coordinates? Well, I don't know anything about that.
What the hell? How am I supposed to zap him over here?
Well, I don't know. I just thought we would ask Sun King.
Ask Sun King? How the hell are we supposed to do that? Call him up on his cell phone? get Wi-Fi in the other dimension?
Well, no. Sunshiner can communicate with Sun King through some sort of psychic link. It's like telepathy, you know? And, she's otherwise occupied at the moment.
Indeed she is. Plus, it looks like she's losing the battle. Damn. If Sun King is able to communicate with her, he must be in a dimension that occupies the same space and time as our own reality. Perhaps he already knows what to do. If I merely activate the machine, it's a terrible risk, but I'm out of options, so here goes nothing. At last. Once again, Rex, your genius amazes even me. If only you would put it to such great tasks as this, instead of evil. Enough with the lecture, Sun King! Your little sister's being beaten to death by Sarcophagus. No, green snot! Hey, Sarco! Get a load of this! What? Sun King, but how?
Sun King! It's you!
Yes, Sunshiner. I'm back. And I owe it all to you.
Oh, and to Night Fury, my new girlfriend.
Oh, right. Hi, Night Fury.
Hey, Sun King.
Rex, I would suggest you keep your dark matter ray gun handy, lest Sarcophagus or Sepulchre regain consciousness. Dr. Mausoleum. Long time no see. And good idea. Plus, I'll keep it on my person in your presence as well. Well, no real need, Rex, since I'm now somewhat in your debt after you did save me from that phantasmic existence. Oh, great. And we can call it even.
Hey, what's going on? The lights went out in the kitchen and Sun King, you've returned.
That's right, Hordor. Say, is that a bowl of chili you're holding? I gotta tell you, I am starving. I mean, I haven't had anything to eat in a while I was floating around in that ghost dimension. Don't you think it's time to shut off the teleportation contraption, Rex? It seems to be overheating. Eh? Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. It's not overheating. Something else is coming through. Sun King. Green snot.
Who the hell is that?
Why, that's Whizbang, and he's alive. Whoops! Well, how is Whizbang back from the dead? And well, what about the Bewitcher, Boogeyman, and all that? Well, perhaps we'll find out in the next exciting episode of either Sun King or Night Knight, either one. Anyway, we'll see how that all goes. The next exciting episode of The Adventures of Sun King. The Adventures of Sun King is a Nailsin production. All characters and stories are written and performed by me, Douglas Nelson, with music by Kevin MacLeod and other public domain sources.
The time, 1981. A virus from space kills all dogs and cats on the Earth. 1985. Chimpanzees and gorillas are adopted as pets. The pets evolve into slaves, beaten and tortured victims of mankind. And now, a chimpanzee rises to give the word for the revolt of the apes.
My people will plot for the inevitable day of man's downfall. And that day is upon you now!
Conquest of the Planet of the Apes. It's all new, the biggest and most exciting ape picture yet, as a world of apes battles for domination of planet Earth. The Conquest of the Planet of the Apes, from 20th Century Fox, rated PG, parental guidance suggested. The most awesome spectacle in the annals of science fiction.
This is a Nailsin News Bulletin. A woman who threatened to assassinate the president learns that she can't put her case on the back burner. You don't say. The case of a southern Florida woman accused of threatening to shoot President Donald Trump because she was bored will continue despite the defense's attempt to force the proceedings to halt completely. Miranda Perez was found competent enough for her case to proceed in Palm Beach County, Florida. She stands charged with making a written or electronic threat to kill or cause bodily harm to another person. Perez was 34 years old when she allegedly posted a threat on Facebook on July 14th. The post read, "Hey Trump, I'ma go to your golf course? You mean golf course? And be the next shooter. LOL. I'm bored." It also stated, "Be there soon," alongside a smiling face emoji. The post included a laughing emoji as well as an emoji of hands raised in the air, generally used to express enthusiasm. She was subsequently arrested. Authorities said they tied the profile to Perez because of several photos on the Facebook page matching her state ID, as well as the social media photos matching her previous booking photo when she was arrested for making threats on Facebook to shoot up a local elementary school. That case stretches back to August 2019. A probable cause affidavit at the time detailed how a man contacted authorities after speaking with a woman, allegedly Perez, on Facebook Messenger. She was reportedly upset that her children were being moved to a new school. The witness and the woman spoke on video chat, his sworn statement said, so he was clear who he was talking with. She allegedly stated that because she likes violent things, she intended to add Zachary Cruz as a Facebook friend, whose brother Nicholas Cruz was convicted of massacring 17 students and staff members at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida in February 2018. Perez allegedly referenced Nicholas Cruz too. After their video chat, Perez reportedly messaged the witness, "I'm thinking of doing a school shooting at Barton," a reference to Barton Elementary School in Palm Beach County, Florida, the school where her children were being moved. "WTF?" the man responded. "Yes," she allegedly replied, saying it was their fault. The court record continued by stating Perez later confirmed to authorities that she sent those messages and admitted that she did think about the crime, but claimed she would never actually do it. She was charged with making a threat to conduct a mass shooting. Perez was later found to be seriously mentally ill in order to surrender all firearms and ammunition she owned. She was deemed incompetent to stand trial in 2019. 2 years later, her lawyers moved to dismiss the case, arguing that based on Supreme Court precedent, Perez should not be prosecuted when it is clear she would not regain competency to stand trial. The judge, over the state's objection, agreed to dismiss the case. In the recent case regarding an alleged threat to hurt President Trump, however, Perez was found to be competent after doctors observed her. Her case will continue. She's pled not guilty. I'm guessing she pleads not guilty by reason of being batshit crazy, but, it's just a guess. This has been a Nailsin News Bulletin. The views and opinions expressed during the Mr. Nailsin show do not necessarily reflect those held by RadioMisfits.com. So, any complaints and or comments should be sent to @Mr. Nailsin on Twitter, where they will be promptly ignored and or blocked.
The revolt of the apes.
My people will plot for the inevitable day of man's downfall. And that day is upon you now!
Conquest of the planet of the apes. It's all new. The biggest and most exciting ape adventure yet. Conquest of the planet of the apes from 20th Century Fox, rated PG. Parental guidance suggested.